Hello and welcome to this edition of the Videoblog. The topic today is Data Lakehouse. My name is Ravi Shankar. I'm the Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer at Denodo. I find this topic or the terminology data lakehouse to be very intriguing. It is a combination of two terms, data warehouse and then the data lakes. And the lakehouse attempts to take the best and the worst of the two technologies, the data warehouse and the data lakes, and try to combine them to fix the problems that were inherent in either of those technologies. So if you take a look at the data warehouse, the good things about the data warehouse was that it was easy to consume the data from the data warehouse. But the difficulty was getting the data into the data warehouse. So it was very structured and you had to put the data in a specific format in there. If you take the data lakes, the positive thing was it was easy to get the data in and it could house structured, unstructured types of data. But the difficulty was when you actually consumed the information. So you had to format the information in which you wanted, and that took a long time. So the Lakehouse tries to fix those two in terms of getting the data both first in a structured and an unstructured format, both into this particular repository, but then put it in some form of a structured fashion, and then you can also read it while you are doing, in terms of, you can read it in the format that you actually need it. But the challenge that underlies this lakehouse concept is it is still a very monolithic architecture, which means it tries to be the only central place where you can put all the data. In reality, this concept has never panned out. If you look at the world is a distributed data place. You still have data warehouses, you still have data lakes, you still have your applications, you still have your SaaS systems, you still have your databases. So all these systems are out there collecting the information. It is very hard to take all that and yank the data out of that and put it into a centralized repository. So this concept is called the collect versus connect. So the collect principle has not really worked, putting all the data into one place. The better approach is to leave the data wherever it is and connect to the data and then bring them in a logical fashion or a virtual fashion and make a unified view of that information available to the consumers rather than having to physically move the data. And that is called a logical data warehouse. A logical data warehouse is a better solution than a lakehouse because it attempts to comply with the principles of distributed data architectures, and it gives the benefit of getting the data in real time, which means the data is not duplicated and hence out of sync with the sources, and it is also much faster to deal with it, and it is also very easy for the business users to consume the data uninterrupted as you add or remove any sources that provide this particular data. So the Lakehouse is a very intriguing concept. I think some people subscribe to it, but it has a limited application in terms of its use. And the problem it brings about is this monolithic architecture. A better solution is to have a logical data warehouse powered by data virtualization that provides you these the logical abstraction, the real-time aspect of it, and also while providing a unified view of the information along with the governance, security, and everything good that goes with it. So this logical data warehouse is a concept that has been promoted by Gartner and used by many hundreds and thousands of customers out there. So it is very much prevalent and it is very much in use, whereas the Lakehouse is a brand new concept and promoted by a couple of vendors. So it is not very clear how much the adoption is in terms of customers taking it and using it successfully. If data lakes is any precedence, data lakes, 86% of the data lakes basically fail to make it into production. That's basically Gartner's number. And so the Lakehouse might not be too far away from that in terms of its success, is my belief.